please come to the space of listening. I'm not going to tell you any story. I'm going to tell his story. Yes. Please sit straight. Come to the space of listening. I don't know, you can call this as a story of devotion, a story of emotion, or story of love, or whatever. One thing I tell you, I'll describe as it happened. I'll describe as it happened. Whatever you want to learn from it, you learn. Whatever you want to pick up from this, you can pick up. It's like two fellows heard Harichandra's story. One fellow said, I realized truth is the supreme. You should always be speaking truth. The other fellow said, oh, for emergency, you can sell even your wife. So, whatever you want, you can pick up. Whatever you want, you pick up. I'll tell the story as it happened. I'll tell as it happened. See, it was mid-March. When I was 11, usually I spend all my time in the temple. Very rarely I go to school. And even if I go, I create such a ruckus in the school. Teachers tell you don't come, better. Better don't come. And after that again I don't go there. Sometimes even months. You will be surprised. Once actually, I should tell this story to tell you about my attendance to the school. Once I saw this Nandanar movie. That's a movie, like one devotee want to go to a Shiva temple, Chidambaram, and he asked permission from his boss. The boss is not ready to give permission. And saying later, finally, somehow he crosses all the obstacles by his will persistence. It is like inner awakening only. How you cross all your will persistence and reach here. Same way, he crossed all his barriers through will persistence and goes and asks the darshan of Chidambaram Nataraja. It's a very beautiful story. It's a very sweet movie of an innocent devotion of a devotee, a commitment of a devotee. And it is too sweet and too beautiful. So when I saw that movie, I got into the mood that as if I am the Nandanar. And I have to have all that struggle to reach Chidambaram. I also want to go and see the Chidambaram, but I don't have any struggle. I don't have any problem. But too easy looks too empty. And I was thinking, I also must be having all these problems. But when I don't have any problem. And I wanted to create a problem and make my devotion look big. So, I thought my school will never give permission, and as if the school permission matters. I went with all my arguments, completely prepared, to my class teacher, and I stood in front of him and said, I watched Nandanar movie. And I also want to go to Chidambaram. And with all my long story, almost having tears in the eyes and describing, the young teacher got so angry, I thought, yes, now I have a problem. Teacher is not going to give me permission. So I can use all my will, persistence. But teacher got so angry, you have been moved to the next class 1 year before. I am not your teacher. In Tamil, he started telling, "Oru varshama school bakam varama." இன்னைக்கு வந்து ஏங்கிட்ட லீவ் வேணும் கேக்குறியாடா? உன்னை எச்சம்ட்ட முறை வைக்கணும்டா. Means I will translate. And 1 year you did not even come to school side, and now you are coming and acting as if you want to leave, and long before you have been moved to the next class. You don't even know who is your class teacher. So I have to go and tell this to my headmaster. I have to complain about this to your headmaster. So this is my attendance. This is my attendance school history. And finally I got really fed up. Oh God, there is no problem at all then. I have to go to Chidambaram, but I should have all the problems of Nandanar. Understand? Only then it will be dramatic. And now how can you go without any drama? Because that whole movie is so beautiful, and it describes every level drama a man can, every level obstacle. You see, social, personal, and the other tests. So many things he undergoes. So I really fantasized I will have all that, but nothing is there. And no problem at all. Finally, what is this? Anyhow, I asked money from my mother. My mother gave immediately money, and I caught the bus and reached the Chidambaram also. I thought, like Nandanar, they will not allow me also inside the temple. So I'm waiting in the outside the temple and waiting for somebody to stop me. Nobody is stopping me. Nobody is stopping me. What is this? Somebody should stop and there should be a drama, and then me reaching, nothing. No drama at all. Nobody is stopping, and I was standing. Finally, one sannyasi walked out, and then I myself stopped him. I asked the sannyasi, "Oh, everyone is allowed to go inside." He said, "What is there? Everyone can go inside." It became too much. And then I started asking him more and more questions. "Oh, everyone is allowed inside. Then why they did not allow Nandanar?" He said, "That is those days." And I did not even understand that so much time has passed. See, when I saw that movie happened around 400, 500 years before. Means that story, Nandanar, happened at least 500 years before. So I did not even understand that so much of time has passed. May not be 500, I think at least 1,000 years. It may be 1,000 years before, because Sundarar is talking about him. Sundarar himself is 1,000-year-old, at least 1,000 year. So must be more than 1,000 years. So I did not even understand 1,000 years have passed. The whole situation is different. And I am not even from that community. And then I started asking this sadhu, "Oh, I am from Adisheva community, will they allow me inside?" He said, I am the guru of your mutt, come. There is Adisheva mutt there. And he took me there, gave me food, and took me and made me have darshan. And it was so simple. I straight got into the Chitsabha and had darshan and had lunch and stayed. I had a good vacation and came back. So this is my struggle story of visiting Chidambaram. It was March when I was 11 years. As usual, I was sitting in the temple. My most favorite is I will just sit in the temple and gaze at the hill. I can sit not hours or days, years I can sit gazing at Arunachala. Nothing else is required. Not even food or sleep. I can just sit and gaze at Arunachala, that mountain. It's a living energy. Just like how, even though we are soul, but we feel this body is us. Same way, Sadashiva, even though he is cosmos, he himself feels that Arunachala hill is his body. It is such a sacred energy center. I used to sit and gaze. It was very casual, not having some mystical or extraordinary experience. Very casual, normal plane, like how you and me are meeting. In this very plane, suddenly I saw a sadhu walking out of a cave in the temple. Inside the temple there is a mandapam. Inside the temple there is a mandapam. If you have been to Arunachala temple, you would have seen this mandapam. Yes, this is the mandapam. This is a 4-pillared hall. If you feel somewhere you have seen this mandapam, it is our Garbha Mandir of Bidadi. I have replicated the same thing to our Bidadi Garbha Mandir. The present, the deity, this mandapam is replica of this mandapam. See, there is a small one below. Do you guys see? The big mandapam, and then there is a small one below that actually looks like a cave. It looks like a cave actually. From that inside, one sadhu came out. Yes, you can see exactly. This is the spot. From inside he came out. Actually, at that time I thought it's a cave and there is an opening inside. In temple there are many caves. So I thought this is also one cave. There is a door opening. So that sadhu opening the door, he came out. That's what I thought at that time. Later on I discovered it's not a cave, it's a stone, sealed wall and all that. That is different. So, young sadhu, shining, literally the skin was shining. Light was getting emitted from the skin. Even when the sun sets, in the darkness, in the evenings or the night, I can see him walking. When he walks, I can see that line. Like that, skin will radiate the shining. In Tamil there is a verse, Punnar Meniyane. Literally that word. The skin used to be shining. And a tall, well built, only kavi in the hip, no upper cloth, only one towel, no beard, but long jata, and rudraksha, basma, all over the body, full of the basma, and even rudraksha in the hands. I can roughly say is the late 20s. The age, if I have to say age, late 20s or early 30s. Something like a 27 or between 27 to 32. That's the way I can say. That is the rough estimate of the age. The moment he came out, I saw him. I am a person, usually any kavi I see, I will just go and fall flat. I will fall flat in his feet and I will ask them, you bless me. And the first question I will ask is, are you enlightened? Because I read Ramakrishna Vivekananda's books in the young age. And Vivekananda used to always ask anybody who sees, whoever he sees, he will ask them, are you enlightened? To accept him as Guru. So I also will do the same thing. Whoever I see, I will ask first question, are you enlightened? And I'll ask, or have you seen Shiva? These are the things first I will ask. So I went and fell at his feet and touched his feet and took the Padatuli. It's a tradition that feet dust, you take it and apply on your forehead. So as usual, I took the feet dust and applied on the forehead and raised my head. First actually sparshan, only then darshan happened. First I touched his feet. I did not dare to raise the head and see him directly. First touched the feet and only then the head. I raised the head. I saw he's standing, a tall, shining form. The moment I saw his eyes, the eye contact happened. I saw a big wide smile in his face. And then maybe the smile or the kind of a connection I felt, I did not ask him this question, are you enlightened? First question I asked is, Swami engirandu variga? Means, Swami, from where you are coming? From where Swami is coming? He just showed the hand from there only. Because he was walking out, so he showed that mandapam from there only. Ingirundha varren. Then I did not ask anything further. Then I started talking very simple things. Swami, koyilella sutti paathirukingla? Means I started asking him that, have you seen this whole temple and how long you are residing? All these kind of questions. I assumed that he is residing in the cave in the temple. And Tirunamala temple has multiple caves. Actually, I myself have seen at least 10 caves which leads you into the hill itself. If you walk through the cave, the opening will be in the hill. In the hill there will be one cave, you will come out there, from there. Like that, the underground paths and caves are there. So I thought he is residing in one of those caves. See, now when I see all his answers, it is always with the dual meaning. You can take it very casually also. For example, when I ask, have you seen this whole temple? From the beginning I am seeing. In Tamil he said, ஆரம்பத்திலிருந்து பார்த்துட்டு தான் இருக்கேன். So you can take it in a very light way that from the beginning he is seeing, or you can take it in a other way, from the beginning he is only seeing. So always the answers will be like a double. If I wake up for a second and try to catch the second meaning, he will try to bring to the normal, casual, common meaning. It's like a game. Please understand. See, it's like I can neither come to the confirmation or I can neither come to the conviction he is Sadashiva, nor I can come to the conviction that he is an ordinary man. Exactly where you are. The play will continue this way, that way, this way, that way, and the answer will come this way, that way. Always it will be double. For example, when he gives the answer, Swami, how long you are staying here? He will say, for quite a long time. If he sees that light in my eyes, the spark in my eyes that I am catching, that is Sadashiva. Then immediately he will just say, எல்லாம் வராங்க போறாங்கல அதெல்லாம் பார்த்துட்டு ரொம்ப நாளா இங்க தான இருக்கேன். He will try to dilute, means in English, I will translate. He will try to dilute. So many people come and go now, so I see all of them and I am sitting here only now. He will try to dilute and make it like he is one of the sadhus or beggars who live in the temple. In Arunachala temple, till recent times, even 15 years, till 15 years before, the sadhus used to stay in the temple. They used to be allowed. I myself have seen so many enlightened yogis used to stay. I have seen one yogi, Narayana Swami, who did not eat or drink nothing for 19 years. He lived in temple. I myself have seen him at least for 6-7 years. He has not moved from that place. He is not dead. He will smile and he will only, the legs are like a frozen. He will sit with the legs in the Vajrasana or the Yogasana. Like Ayyappa, he will sit. Only hands will move. Means whatever people bring and offer, he will take it and give it to people. Only for that his hands will move and nothing else, just smile. 19 years he sat like this. He was sitting in Samadhi. A great Jivan Mukta. Like this I have seen, he lived in near Thirumanjana Gopuram. There is a south side tower of the temple. He lived. Like that many sadhus and yogis used to live in the temple in those days. And Tirunamala is well known for that. So he will just dilute and divert the attention as if he is one of the sadhus and yogis living there. But many times I will try to catch through his answers that he is not ordinary sannyasi or ordinary guru. And I will try to verify whether I am only seeing him or even the watchman, temple watchman, they will come every day for rounds to clean up or before locking the door. They will come for rounds. I will keenly watch whether they are also seeing him. So one day actually, I told one of the watchmen, see, the tradition is, if somebody has a Divya Sarira, it will not be reflected in mirror. So only physical things will be reflected in the mirror. So I told one of the watchmen, his daughter is actually studying with me in my class. And I told him, when you come today for a cleaning, you bring a mirror and walk around us and show the mirror. I want to see whether that Swami is reflecting in that mirror or not. And that fellow also brought the mirror. As if casually he is carrying the mirror from somewhere to another place. He was carrying the mirror casually in his hand and walking. So I was keenly observing, especially when he is walking near me, whether the form is reflecting or not. And it was reflecting. And then he walked. Then he made a statement, oh, appa original and mamangatuana. In Tamil he said, whether father is original or not, uncle will show. So actually he understood what I am trying to do. Actually that watchman is a uncle in a distant relative way for me. See, the temple, it's a small temple town. Everyone will be related to you in some way. Especially if it's the same community. So he's some way uncle in a distant way. So he made a comment. Appa original or mamangatuana means whether father is original or not, uncle will show you. I actually understood that he understood the drama I am trying to do. And then I did not tell anything. I was just keeping quiet. And of course, I thought, oh, he's reflecting. Then is he just a human being? Or is the an extraordinary being or a siddha or a yoga purusha or yogi who has come? Because the way he talks and all this whole dilemma and confusion. One side, I'll describe exactly as it happened. One side, because his form is reflected on the mirror, I am not able to come to the conclusion he is Divesariri. Other side, he is describing the whole my plan. My whole plan, which was such a secret plan, is describing the whole plan. So I can't come to the conclusion he is not a normal man. And whenever I bring food, he will always eat like a normal person. He will eat and he will also give me food, and we will eat from the same tukuchati. Tukuchati is our village carrier. It will be in brass, 2 carrier, one either rice, another one cup sambar, and 1 small cup for pickle, 1 cup for all the curry, all that they will keep. And so I'll bring, my mother is one great thing with my mother. Such an amazing serving person. And she will never question. If I say, I want to give food for 3-4 sadhus, give me food, she will not even ask who, where, anything. She will just cook and keep in that 2-3, that tukuvali, and say, Sami, tukuvali la vechirukka eduthu po. That's all. So I will carry and give food for him. He will eat regular food. Sometime he will go on, he will tell, in the temple Garbha Mandir, once they finish the Naivedyam, then they will do Aarti. After the Aarti, they will distribute the food. Only when it comes out for distribution, we will know what food it is. But he will tell me, hey, Puliyodara, nalla panirkanunga. Kadiyapatti Teenachona Katala, Poi Kondada. Means he will tell which family's Naivedyam that day, and he will say, go and bring. I used to wonder, this fellow has not gone to the cooking place. The cooking place, nobody is allowed. Only the Brahmins can cook. Tirunamali temple follows a very strict community system. Only Brahmins can cook. Only Shivacharyas can do Naivedyam. And only that communities can do their responsibility. It is a pride also. And you will know nobody is paid. That's a funny thing. There is one community which takes care of the chariot, one community which takes care of the deepam. Each community has a responsibility. And so, I have never seen him going into the cooking room. And I have never seen him wearing Anyobhavitam. So, I did not doubt, or I did not even think he is a Brahmin. So, he is not, I have never seen him going into the cooking room. It's called Madappalli. He has neither gone to the cooking room and nor he is wearing Anyobhavitam, so he is not a Brahmin. They will not allow inside. So, how he knows? And when I go and receive the prasadam, it will be exactly same as he said. I will bring him and he will eat. Sometimes he will tell, no, I don't want, don't bring, leave it. So it's like a, but I have never seen him doing 1, 2, 3. In this whole, no 1, 2, 3. I have seen him whole, day and night I have seen him, I have slept in his lap. Literally it is like I'll be all over him, and physically it was like of course I had advantage of one, same gender. Second, the child. I'm a small kid. So I'll be all the time sitting in his lap. Even when we were talking, I'll be at least holding his one toe. Because I used to feel more time, more energy will come. It's like a current. I'll hold the feet, more energy. And he will tolerate all my such amazing passions. And I'll even pick up his finger and bite the nail and clean the nails, cut the nail for him. When I am not able to cut it, I'll carry this small blade. In those days, which they use for shaving, that 7 o'clock blade, that was the popular brand. So I'll use that 7 o'clock blade and cut his nails. And if I am not able to cut with that 7 o'clock blade, I'll bite directly through my teeth and clean. And with all the patience, he will sit. He will never... It must... So, I cannot sit if my Gurukul kid does that to me. If any one of my Gurukul kid does that, I cannot sit. But he will sit with so much of passions and the detailing with which he will explain, tell the stories or make me understand certain concept. It's an elaborate relationship, not just I saw from one corner, he saw from one corner. He was there in the 3rd floor building, I was there in the 6th floor building. The village puppy love story. No. It was an elaborate, amazing relationship story. I cannot confirm directly from him asking, are you Sadashiva? Are you from different plane? No. That little fear was there. And then I cannot come to the conclusion he is a human being. Once I tell you, he was trying to explain Advaita to me. He said, everything is one. I'll exactly use the word he uttered in Tamil and then I'll translate. Ellam ondudangane. Means everything is one. I said, how can that be? How can, means I was asking in Tamil, அது எப்படி சாமி எல்லாம் ஒண்ணுதாங்கறீங்க நீங்களும் நானும் ஒண்ணாயிருமா சாமி means you and me will be one or what? Then he just smiled. Hey, means he addressed me in singular. How the kids are addressed. Hey, இந்த மலை, இந்த சாமி, நானு, நீ எல்லாம் ஒண்ணுதான்டா. He just said, this hill, actually his right side was the hill, and the left side was the Garbhamandir, and I was sitting in front of him, holding his one feet, and he just said, this hill, this God, me, you, all one and the same only. He just did like that. I was caught in between him and the hand. He just did. Please understand, with all my integrity I am telling you, literally that hill moved and this Garbhamandir moved. Physically they just colluded. They just hit each other. They did not break each other. They just hit each other like a photoshopping, melting. They just melted into each other. And I saw he, me, that all these four just melted into one. For a few minutes, there was nothing else, just the pure oneness. And when he took the hands back, all of them just went and sat in his place. In that Matrix movie, in the last scene, how he stops the bullet and how just literally that. I saw everything in front of me. He handles it like a Photoshop. Touch screen. How we handle the touch screen. After this experience happened, I am 100% sure he is not human being. But I cannot confirm. Because whatever I had many ideas, you see, I have heard from many people, Vallalar's form will never fall in the mirror, he is a Divya Sarira. So all that, whatever I heard, with all that I will try to check. And he will not fall into any one of that category. Any one of that. In any of the exams I try to check him out, it will always end up in, me feeling shy, and he will always bunk the whole thing I try, he will just collapse the whole thing. Not only collapse, he will tease me. And he will tease in such a way that he knows all the drama I am doing behind him. He will make fun of me in such a way, see, just like this watchman. So I did so many plans, and I also went and verified this book. There is one book called The History of Vallalar, where it records at least 5 people tried to photograph him, and he never fell into the film, because only shade can fall in the film. Light cannot be, you can't capture the light. You can't take photograph of sun. Only the sun's after something which shade can fall into the photograph. So I've read all these things. And then they also describe that he can never fall in mirror. It seems even if you build a mirror house, Vallalar walks, no mirror will show his reflection. There are many records where devotees describe that he will never fall in the mirror and no one can capture his shade and all that. So, with all this plan, I gave the mirror to that watchman and told him, you secretly carry as if you are walking. Your usual walk, but you should come near such a way that I should be able to see his reflection, whether it is there or not. And not only I saw his reflection, he was carrying the teasing smile. How I say, ha, 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 ha. Exactly. I think that I got it from him only. It is like a... See, the sweetness of relationship, listen carefully, the sweetness of relationship is so beautiful. I do not want to hurt him in any way, but the curiosity is so much, I can't keep quiet without verifying who he is. It is like I don't know what example to give. Maybe I can give you roughly this example. You have a secret crush, but you are afraid to propose. If propose and breaks even friendliness will be lost. You don't want to lose the friendliness. And neither you can keep quiet without proposing. I think now many of you understand. If I tell in your language, it is like I can neither keep quiet without confirming his identity, nor I can take the risk of hurting him. Doing some stupid thing to discover his identity and lose his relationship. So this continued at least for 3-4 months. But the relationship became so strong. I should tell you, in the night when the temple is locked, I'll be asked to go out by the watchman, and I'll go to the house. In the home we used to have that big alarm clock, which will wake up one street. I don't know how many of you have seen. It will be like this round, and you move, actually the alarm itself will be moved for... What you have to do that every day When you fix the alarm clock, I don't know how many of you have seen that. And in the morning it will ring. And it will wake up the whole one full street. So the moment I go home, it will be usually 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's the time they'll close the third prakaram. So when I go back and sit, I'll be waiting for next day morning when they will open the temple. 4:30 they will open. I'll be waiting when I can see him again. And I'll feel, I think this watch is not moving. Because every 10 minutes I'll see, what time? And I'll even change the clock. I'll change the time. But if I change the time, the watchman is not going to open the door. It will be like when I sit with him, from morning till night, I don't know how the time flies. But when I am out of him, even that night few hours will look like a long gap. How many of you feel I am describing you? You are all in love. That's the confirmation. It is like I think I had the fantasy of having a guru and enjoying the guru-disciple relationship, and that fantasy I myself fulfilled in the form of Arunagiri Yogishwara. That is what I feel. It is the best guru-disciple relationship fantasy coming to reality. How an ideal guru-disciple relationship. If I have to describe in few lines, that is what an ideal guru-disciple relationship, fantasy of me, I myself projected and completed. See, first few days, it is like he will sit, I will sit, I will ask some questions, he will answer. Not only he knows the whole Shastra or spiritual truths, while he talks itself, he will mention many of my family, friends, relatives, all their names. So in few days, I am convinced he is a local person. See, in Indian villages, you need to have a little background introduction about Indian villages. Indian village, everyone knows everyone's personal life. There is no question of any privacy, that, nothing. All that has no meaning in Indian villages. Actually, the word privacy has no meaning in Indian villages. See, all the village houses will, the same row it will be. It will be like a straight line. And especially temple towns like Tiruvannamalai, they are all built based on Vastu. So the straight line, you guys will be surprised. The whole Tiruvannamalai temple compound is 1,000 meters, 1 kilometer. The accuracy is less than 0.1 inch. This edge and that edge. 0.1, please understand, not 1 inch. 0.1 inch. What scale they used in those days, nobody can imagine. Built 800 years before, that compound wall. 1 kilometer compound wall, the accuracy is 0.1 inch. So these temple towns are usually that kind of a structure. See, one side is extraordinary knowledge of scriptures and spiritual sciences. The other side, he knows every fellow's name in that region, my family, friends, and he will refer, when he is giving examples, he will refer their names. So this all made me feel he is a local person. And I also had an idea, a Vedantis will not be, a great beings will not be detailed beings. So when I see one side of his great knowledge, I will almost be confirmed he is Sadashiva. And the next moment he will break the whole pot. Actually, what he was trying to make me understand, risking without having the end-to-end map is renunciation. Understand, the nervous system gets strengthened to receive the higher experiences only when you develop the courage of risking without knowing the whole blueprint or map. If you are always traveling with a clear blueprint and map, the system does not get stronger. System does not get stronger. The whole game he was trying to play I'll almost be confirmed he is Sadashiva. I think I should drop all this. And by the time I come back, I'll be same square on. Is he really Sadashiva? God himself is teaching me. Or is he, maybe he's an enlightened person. I don't think he's Sadashiva himself, he's incarnation. Maybe an enlightened person, yogi with some powers. It'll always be in that. But his love gave me the courage, guts. That strengthened my nervous system to hold him. Please understand. How many of you relate with what I am saying, this whole thing? And you will be almost confirmed, yes, Sadashiva. Dung. Something. No. I think he may be having some powers. Maybe a great yogi. Otherwise, why is all the time talking like this, doing this? Whatever I read in the books and tried to match, tried to test, he will collapse everything. He will collapse everything. And same way, when I myself brought the mirror through the watchman and checked, I saw his reflection. Once we entered in the temple, there is a marriage hall where Devi and Sadashiva's marriage happens. There's a huge wall-sized mirrors. So that day, he was walking with me, holding my hands. We entered and we were walking. Front deity is there, back side wall-sized mirror and front side wall-sized mirror. Casually, I put my eyes, he was not there in the mirror. He was not there. Only I was standing. By the time I woke up and looked in this mirror, he was there. There are two big size, back side two big size and front side two big size. Here is the deity. I was actually holding his little finger and he was walking. I casually saw he is not there. And I clearly cognized, my being is cognizing, yes, he is not there. He is not there. He is not there. He is not there. Some maybe 60 seconds or 1 minute. It's running. Hey, he is not there. When I turn this side, he is there. I just turned my eyes to see in that mirror, he is there. When I turned towards him, Nadada. That's the exact word he said. Go forward. And again double meaning. Again double meaning. Nadada means he's actually holding my finger. So I can take in a colloquial way, Nadada summa anga inga paathirullama means without seeing this side and that side, walk. Or you can take the other meaning, go forward. How long you will be testing me? See, one thing I tell you, maybe whatever you all may go through with me, I myself needed to go through as my muscle memory and biomemory to teach for all you guys and to be compassionate when you guys go through this. I needed that. To have sympathy and to be large enough for you to go through that. To be a space where I can accommodate you when you go through that with me. As a intellectual knowledge, this can never happen. As an analysis, this can never happen. It can happen only if it becomes a muscle memory and biomemory and part of me. Maybe I can say that is the reason this whole drama or this whole Tannaye Tan Rasittu, Tannaye Tan Rusittu, Tannaye Tan Pusittu, Tanakke Tananadu means enjoying me by me, tasting me by me, eating me by me, becoming me by me. Maybe only then I will understand in a ground level, the reality level, what you guys go through in your journey. Whenever the temple deity comes out, they will hold the torch, fire torch. They will carry in front of the deity. So whenever he is around me and they carry the deity and the torch, I will never miss to check whether his shadow falls on the ground. His shadow falls on the ground. 2-3 times he observed that I am checking. And then next time when they are bringing the torch, in Tamil he called, hey, Tiviti. Tiviti means that fellow who takes. Tiviti, he called. And that fellow came near. Pudra inga. Hey, parra, yan shadow terdane, nadal terdane. Means he will tell me, now, Patriya, means see well, my shadow is falling. Amchituma. Shall I send him back? He will ask me in Tamil that he will see I am secretly checking in that torch that whether his shadow is falling, because I have read in many scriptures an incarnation or a Divya Sarira, his shadow will not fall on the ground because they are light. So I will try to check when they carry the torch. So he will call the torch fellow and he will make him stand next. And then he will ask me, see, and shadow will always fall. That's a whenever he calls and shows, shadow will always fall. So I will say, I will not tell anything. I will just neither acknowledge nor say yes, neither say yes nor say no. I cannot say that I have not checked. And I cannot say shadow falling is true, because I will not believe. Now I know you are showing. Let me see. I'll just leave it. I will not talk. Even when he teaches, maximum, if he utters 10 words, I am giving you example, not that he will utter only 10 words, no. He will speak very long times and all. He has spoken sometime even without breaking 6-7 hours and all. 6-7 hours and all he will speak, explain one by one like this, he will speak that and all. Even if he speaks 10 words, I have seen like 1 terabyte material will land in my system. For example, if he just says, Adharvana Vedam, the 4th chapter, it describes everything about how the Yagashala should be made. I will literally feel I know the whole Adharvana Veda, and the part which he is telling, I can just verify, and say yes. It is like whatever book he quotes, I will feel I know that book already. It will open up from my brain, from my inside. Even though I had one side this doubt and all that, other side, to be on the safer side, I wanted to take everything I can take and keep it for myself. And I have read Ramana Maharshi's books. Some of his disciples, they will write poetry or something about him, whatever advices, upadesha he gave, they will write and take it to him. If there is a spelling mistake or anything, Bhagavan himself will correct. So these disciples, just to get Bhagavan's handwriting, they will make purposely some mistakes. And then Bhagavan also will laugh and correct and say this mistake was made purposely, not by mistake. He will write that and give the notebook. Annamalai Swami used to do like that, and he has given that notebook to me. It is with me even now. It's there with me, with Bhagavan's own. Many places he will correct his handwriting, it is there. So when I read this, I got an idea. I should also get Arunagiri Yogishwara's handwriting. So I started having a big notebook and started penning down whatever he says, the essence, like every day. And after 2-3 days, I went and showed him. He did not write anything. He just said, you correct this, and gave it to me. And anyhow, but I did not keep quiet. And after 2-3 days, again I went and stretched. And of course, he picked up the pen and corrected, wrote something. And after 2-3 days, again I made purposely few mistakes and took it, and he corrected and gave the notebook and said, eduthu vecha irundurundra po. He made a comment. If you take it and keep, you think you will keep it forever. It will be there forever. Actually, it is not there. It's not there. So many things my mother protected. Even when I left the house, this Arunagiri Yogishwara's cloth, whatever we have now, is all because my mother protected all that. Somehow she knows this will all be useful for the world in the future. She protected and kept. This one is not there. Lot of things, at least around 200 products we have, 200 things related to my autobiography, various things. It's all protected by my mother. She kept all that in 2-3 trunk box and locked and protected it. But this is not there. Now I am trying to figure out where it is gone. Anyhow, but otherwise I have one Paduka set which I gave it to him and asked him, you please wear it and give me, I want to keep in the puja room. All the things which I took, him knowing means with his knowledge are still there. Things which I try to take without his knowledge, like my own plan, without telling him, they are not there. So we have his paduka, the vibhuti bag, all that which he used, and the kavi he gave. This actually he himself gave. I did not give him, he himself gave. And at least 50 textile companies, we sent a sample of this. I cut this, you can see a bit is cut. I sent a sample, this bit. I cut and sent a sample to 50 to find out which material it is. 3,600 types of fabrics are there on the planet Earth as on now. It is not falling under any one of that. 3,600 experiments we have done. This bit I cut and sent it to test. Still, because our earlier devotees were in the spinning mill field, we sent it to even up to London. Still, we are not able to find what fabric this material is. Neither silk, nor cotton, or terry cotton, or nothing. Still, we are not able to find what material it is. 3,600 tests it has gone through, this bit, which I cut and sent. Still, we are not able to find which material it is. And this cloth itself was given by him directly. I did not give or take. But the sandal padukas, that means the wooden sandal, and a vibhuti bag, I took it and asked him to wear, bless and give. I asked him that you use this, bless it and give, so I'll keep and worship. See, whenever I tell his story, I literally breathe him. Because I breathe him, all of you breathe him. That is why whenever I narrate his story, in the end, initiate people in unclutching, invariably everyone falls into that unclutching space. Because by the time I narrate this story, you are all entangled to that space, that plane. Even if you are hearing the story first time, you know it is happening in front of your eyes.